What's up, baby birds? Let's take a look at a nerve using a 3D model. Now, this 3D model can be found on Sketchfab, link in the description below. And this one is by a group known as Clacydark. So if we look, this whole thing here, this whole thing is the nerve itself. And so this is like a cross section of the nerve with some parts pulled out. And we're going to sort of spin the nerve like this, and we're going to zoom in at a part over here. So we're going to zoom in on that. And what we can see is this small little yellow extension here, that small little yellow cord. That is actually the axon of the neuron. So that's the thing that carries the signal from point A to point B in your body. Now, this axon is surrounded by that insulating layer known as the myelin sheath, which helps increase the conductivity of that axon and helps speed up the signal as it moves throughout the body. Now, the myelin sheath does have some small gaps in it. These are called the nodes of Ranvier or nodes of Ranvier, depending on how you want to pronounce it, that we've talked about in the previous video on Tissue Tuesday. If you haven't watched that one, go check that one out. Now, each axon with its associated myelin sheath is surrounded by a layer of connective tissue, and that's what this little yellow band is here, this one here. That is known as the endoneurium. So each one of these little yellow circles is supposed to represent an axon with its myelin sheath and the endoneurium. Now look how these are all sort of grouped together and they're surrounded by another layer of connective tissue, this layer of connective tissue right here. So this whole thing is known as a fascicle, and this layer of connective tissue is known as the perineurium, or that middle layer. And then all of the fascicles are sort of grouped together, and the fascicles are all surrounded by another layer of connective tissue, and that's known as the epineurium, or the outer layer of connective tissue. So you have the epineurium, we have a fascicle with the perineurium, we have the endoneurium, the myelin sheath, here, and then over here, if we zoom out, this is going to be your axon. So we can go again, axon, myelin sheath, endoneurium, fascicle, and the perineurium. And then if we zoom all the way out, this out here, this is our epineurium out here. And that is the 3D model of a nerve. Later.